If you have an email list and you're wondering why it is doing nothing to help fill up your programs or sell out your launches, I can probably guarantee you that it's not about your offer. It's not about your pricing. It's not even probably about your email copy. It's probably because you have been treating your email list like a checkbox instead of a relationship tool. And I'm going to go bet that your subscribers can feel that too. So today, this episode, we're going to help you fix that because we have our email marketing mastermind here, Rachel. And hopefully by the end of the episode, you're going to see your email list in a completely different light.
Kevin, this is where the intro goes in, right?
Yeah, remember, do better.
Okay. I want to be clear of who this episode's for because one, it's not really for everybody. It's mainly if you've been growing your list, sending your emails like here or there, and everything just still feels a little flat, like low clicks, low replies. Maybe people aren't necessarily responding or engaging in certain things. This is for you, but this is also for the person who has probably been avoiding their email list altogether. One, because it feels like one more thing, one more platform to manage, one more piece of content to create. And I think it's important to, like, everybody says this, they get on their little email soapbox and say, email lists are the only audience that you truly own. Your social audience can go away. Your algorithm can shift every time Missouri pops up with a new little feature. But your list, this is what you own. You can take it from platform to platform. When it is working, it works so well. Some of my clients have 20 plus conversion rates on their email list. And it all starts with some of the core topics that we're going to talk about today. So we're going to be talking about why your email engagement could be low in the first place. And some of these reasons I think might surprise you because it always shocks my clients when I'm like, we're doing this. And they go, what? We're going to talk about how to clean up your list so the right people are actually on it. And maybe some email tips to get people to like genuinely engage.
Yep. So I think first off, Rachel, since we have you here and your mastermind, I think we need to first go into why email engagement, even when you're outside of launches, really matter. Because what I see is that during a launch, my clients are in their email platform, they are looking at clicks, they are looking at opens, but outside of launch, it's up here's a newsletter to send.
Yeah.
It's not even like a more of a thought.
So you want people to be engaging with you year round, even when you're not launching, like launch periods and non-launch periods, you still want that engagement, right? It's a relationship. You're not going to ignore your best friend for maybe a year and then pop up and be like, hey, do you want to hang out? Because that would be a little weird, right? Like you have to treat your email list as the relationship tool that it is. Layered into that is the conversation that is happening through the actual like Gmails and Yahoos and all of those various things. They're constantly measuring out your sender reputation, your spam traps, and all of those various components. And the way to just one, not even worry about those things is to really make sure you're consistent and delivering value so that regardless if you're sending sales emails and people are clicking and buying, people are engaging, opening, and building that trust for you all of the time. Like you don't want to be silent and then just show up because that's one way to get you on a level of a blacklist if you're just irritating people.
Yes, we actually had a client get blacklisted during a launch, and we ended up speaking with one of the email service providers, like a rep from them, to help us figure out like what went on here. Because we typically see like really healthy rates. And like I learned so much of the behind the scene tech that happens from those email service providers, like how they have different servers that send out different emails. And based on your engagement, like you get to be in a certain level that would be able to get to the inbox. Or if you're sending things and people aren't clicking or they're marking you as spam, they don't want you to hurt the good people. So they move you to a completely different server. So you talked about like just how to keep your sender reputation high so that you're not getting put on the bad list. And it was very eye-opening.
Yeah. And even just bare minimum, look at your own behavior. I have some people who I've subscribed to. I never open their emails, but I still want to be in the know of what they're sending. I will always go and look at my spam folder because it's not that I marked them as spam, but it's that I stopped opening their emails and Google or Yahoo had determined, oh, you don't want these emails. So they put them there. one, as a business owner, on the flip side of that sender still is sending to me thinking I'm getting their emails and that I'm just not opening. But in reality, they are bypassing my inbox completely because of my own, I don't engage with them or whatever. So it's some of the things that like you don't even have to send super spammy emails. You just have to send uninteresting, and your subscribers don't have to open your emails in order to make it to spam. So just something there to maintain the actual knowing engagement with your list and not just sending just to send. Yeah. So that brings us to our next thing is like, what is actually causing this low engagement? And most of the time, it is who's on your list and how they have gotten to your list. So people have this idea that I need X amount of subscribers on my email list and I need this amount of whatever. To me, as an email strategist, I tell them, no, you don't. The only reason you would need a large list in particular is to sell it for sponsorship placements. But even then, you need healthy engagement or you're not going to get paid for that. So ultimately, a list of the wrong people is actively hurting any form of engagement or conversion that you could get from your email list. Cold ads to a cold audience is a perfect way to get some people onto your list. That I always tell people before they run ads, they need to have a validated, high converting organic funnel, because take what, 5 or 6% off of conversions to a cold audience because they haven't known you and incubated into your space for so long. So those are like some of the areas that you really have to look at, like how many people and how are they getting on your list and are they the right people ultimately? And like just to emphasize how important having the right people on your list is. I just recently onboarded a client. Like most of my clients that I start with, they're very eager to grow their list and they say, because they know the importance of email lists, right? So they have 10 plus PDFs and minimal opportunities for them to like put themselves in the proper segments and things like that. So if you're like that and like your business, you have a variety of people you can talk to, having a chaotic lead magnet strategy is something that's 1000% going to impact your engagement on your email list. Because when they're coming in and then you just start telling them like this person and talking to this person the exact same way and they're very different audiences, you're creating more chaos. And the second that person gets an email or 3 emails in a row that are irrelevant to them, that's when they stop opening. So I would, at the very top, say the most important thing from your email engagement is how people get onto your list, which is your lead magnet.
Yes. And at the end of the day, a list of 500 people who trust you are going to outperform a list of 5,000 people that barely remember signing up.
Facts.
What are your top tips for creating emails that people actually engage with? Obviously, we know the subject matter is super important, but
Mhm.
what are some other behind the scenes tips and tricks?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to getting people to click on your content or click through your email is by always having something available for them to click through. That's that balance between the content strategy and the sales strategy. I have seen some clients who like interweave it so effortlessly. One of my clients, she converts in one of our non-sales emails. It's a content roundup. She converts, I don't know, probably like $500+ on it nearly every single time. And we're like, why does this convert? This isn't even a sales email. But because we're doing intentional action to drive people to her website through her blogs, through her long form, re-educating in a way that's saying, hey, this is a safe space to click on whatever you want and get them, whether they're avoiding social media, say, hey, here's a place where you can go and see this whole topic and click on these 5 different things and binge it. And that trust building and that reward led to more sales. So having spaces like that in your strategy for you to say, this is a no sales zone, engage however you want. And then they're going to intuitively or organically convert on the other side. That's one thing, finding the balance between creating value through content, but also intuitively adding sales opportunities. But then 2, knowing exactly what your audience wants from you. They don't like, for me, the way I engage in emails, I don't want to read a 10 minute email. You send me one of those, I'm going to immediately like, no, not for me. Give me my action item like up front. So knowing your audience and how they respond and how they take action is critical for how you design your emails in order for them to like build on, hey, next time I get this email, I'm going to click it because it's going to be worth my while kind of thing. So I think those are two, one tangible, right? Knowing how to format your emails, but then two, knowing the balance of when to sell and when to just provide value.
Yeah, for sure. My newsletters are really good. I've got 5% click rate so on every single email, which I think is really good. I think it's though because I know my audience. I know they're like busy entrepreneurs, don't have a lot of time. So mine is basically a little roundup every time where it's short little snippets. And if you want more, hit here. And then the bottom, the stuff that gets the most clicks are like my email is at the bottom. I have like the 3 things that have been bringing me joy lately. And those always get the most clicks, but I feel like people will scan through. I can normally see that they'll click the bottom, but they'll also click the top too. But I think that's my treat to them for getting all the way to the bottom of my email.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, I love those. All right. So let's bring this all together so that you can hopefully walk away with this knowing actionably how to improve your engagement or start your email list in a way that is more hopeful than just adding more to your plate. So, one, we're going to figure out how to clean up our list, right? Understand how people are coming onto your list, run that re-engagement campaign for people who have been on your list for X amount of days and haven't been opening. I usually recommend about 6 months. Remove them. Goodbye. See you later. They don't need to be on your list anymore. One, because you're paying for them. And two, because they're not doing anything for you. And if they want to come back, they will. And so then audit your subscribers and where they're actually coming from. We want to be able to separate the leads from the followers. We don't want everybody on our email list. We want to gatekeep and make it the most exclusive place for your leads to then convert. Step 2 is show up consistently. And you'll never hear me as an email marketing strategist tell you need to be emailing every single day, that you need to be emailing at any set cadence. But when you do email, it needs to provide value. It needs to be able to get past the subscriber kind of like spam trap, right? So if that subscriber says, actually, this wasn't worth my time, that's that moment we want to avoid. So always provide some level of actionable value, even if it is a sales email. That's the goal. So be consistent and set a cadence for you that works with how much value you can actually deliver. Third is to actually put a lot of intention and customer behavior knowledge into how you're building your emails and what goes inside. So you really do want every email to be like a conversation with your subscriber or with your lead. So if you know that your lead is not going to show up to a discovery call and hear you provide a 30-minute masterclass, they're probably not going to let in your email either. So really match the way that you would personally show up for your leads on that sales call. Deliver that value, be short, concise. But on the other side, like if your audience loves the in-depth, like meanderings of your brain, then provide that. But it's all nuanced into how your audience actually engages with you. And that's the most important thing. This is what I like to call the kind of like email first, like intentional strategy that comes into building a high converting email list. It's not necessarily more content. It's not more sends. It literally is just like intentionality and how you do things so that one, your email list works for you. And ultimately, if you're thinking like, okay, now what? If you want a starting point, like obviously I said, step 1, most important thing is to clean up your list. I have a product called the Align Leads Formula that helps you audit your lead magnet, create a lead magnet that is so much more aligned from layers of your offer suite, from your customer journey, and as well as the format that you offer to your subscriber. All of those things come into play when you're building out a lead magnet that is going to be designed to convert or designed to attract people that will convert. So if you want to grab that, it's $47. It's something that I have helped so many people with. There's an option to have me review your lead magnet as well. And some of these lead magnets that people have done have turned into high converting ones. They're awesome.
Okay,
So
I
yeah,
think
let's wrap it up.
If you've been looking at your email list and you're like, why is this not doing anything for my business? This feels like a waste of time. It's not that it's ruined. It's not that it's never worked. It's just been waiting for you to show up differently. So we hope this episode helped. We'll make sure you tell us what shifted, what aha moments did you have? Are you going to get Rachel's Align Lead formula? I definitely would recommend it. I learned so much from going through that program and revamping my lead magnets. As always, please, if this episode helped you, share it with a business bestie if they've been struggling on the email train. We would love it. It really helps our show grow. Subscribe, comment, follow. We're going to have lots of great, amazing new things coming for you. And until next week, we're rooting for you.